All right, for these notes, I do want you to copy down everything you see. So I want you to include the instructions that say the graph of y equals h of x is a line segment joining the points 1, 9, and 3, 2. And then because that is h, that is that green line right here. So don't worry about this blue one just yet. Go ahead and write down your directions and copy the graph with the green line. Okay, so if we are finding the inverse, remember that is when we switch our x's and our y's. Okay, so if I'm looking at the point 1 comma 9, if that is my original function, which I'll denote by putting a little h of x over, then the inverse is going to be the opposite. So my inverse is going to be 9 comma 1. And I would write that with h of negative 1x. And remember that little exponent can really be before or after parentheses, but this means inverse. So if I look at that second point, 3 comma 2, then my inverse is just switching it. So again, I'm going to switch those to be 2, 3, and that would be my inverse. So now I'm just going to plot these points that I did in green over here. And when I do that, we're going to have 9, 1, if it'll cooperate, and then 3, 2, nope, sorry, 2, 3, I didn't switch them. There we go, those are swapped. So this graph is an inverse of that one. Okay, the other way that you can see this shown is by just them asking you for a value. Okay, so for that second question, this is the piece that I need you to write somewhere on your notes. So just a little note. So when you have f of 3, that's normal. That's what we've been doing. That means that x is 3, we need to go find y. But inversely, if I give you that exponent of negative 1 here, that means that the number inside is actually the y, or the output, and you need to go find x. Okay. So I would copy down this graph, so take your time. I need it to go from negative 9 to positive 9 on both your x and y axis, and then make sure that when you are plotting these points, you are being very precise. It needs to match exactly. So if you need to grab rulers from the big island at the front where your phones are, do that. This needs to be very neat, very precise. Okay, once you have that, when I have g of 2 right here, there's no exponent here, so this is normal. So 2 is my x. There we go. So if I'm going for that, 2 is my x right here, which means to get to that graph, I need to go down 2, so that value right here is negative 2. If I am given g of 4, again, that 4 is my x. I would go up, and that happens to also be 4. So g of 4 is 4, because again, that is my x. Now when we get the opposite ones, when I have g of negative 1, this is now a y. So I need to go to where my y is negative 1, and I need to go over, which looks like it's in between something, so I'm just going to call this about, that's what that squiggle is, 2.3. Because it's like right in between 2 and 3. If I were given g of negative 2 right here, negative 2 is here, so I need to go over, so that goes to 2. And doing one more, if I were to give you g to the negative 1 power of negative 8, I would come down to where negative 8 is, and I didn't go left or right, so the x value right there is 0. Okay, so go ahead and copy these down so you have a few examples and can figure out what's going on here, and then you should be good to go for this one.